Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Merkaba Alumni Series. I am Christopher Shaw, founder of Merkaba Retreats, Earth Medicine Retreats in Mexico and beyond. Please check out our website for upcoming retreats at www.merkabaretreats.com. Today, I am so blessed to have Aeon Archer here. Aeon is our newest co-facilitator at Merkaba Retreats. I'm so excited to have him with us. And he is also a Merkaba Retreat alumnus who recently went through his own retreat. And he is also the visionary of Spirit Sync Technologies, spirit-sync.com, if you want to check that out. So welcome, Aeon.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, Christopher, and excited to share my experience today.
Yeah, so today we're going to move into our Sacred Earth Medicine series, and we're going to talk about Kambo. So just a little some quick information about Kambo. Kambo is not a psychedelic. It's a little cute Amazonian tree frog, green in color. If you check out our websites at merkabaretreats.com, there's an info page on Kambo, and we kind of share about the benefits and the risks and what the ceremony is like and so forth. But Kambo essentially is made up of 9 peptides. These peptides enter the body through portals or gates, as we call them. And they're like very, very, very small circles that we burn into your skin. I know that sounds crazy, but it's like an incense. Imagine like an incense being burned and then me going like this to you really quick. It's just a really quick touch. And what that does is it removes the top layer of skin, and then the combo, it's kind of like a gel, right? And I put the gel on the dot or the gate, and then the medicine then enters the lymphatic system, goes into the cardiovascular system, and then it's just intuitive. It knows where to go in your body to heal what needs to be healed. The combo typically is applied on the meridian lines, like acupuncture uses. It can be applied intuitively. It can be applied near or around the chakras to work through things that you might be working through in that particular area. And we kind of at Merkaba Retreats use a combination of ways, to determine where to place the combo. We also take a very thorough medical history before you come on the retreat, so we know everything about you. You can't be taking certain medications when you are treated with combo. And so we do help you navigate that process of coming off medications along with your physician, so that you can be ready to really fully experience the benefits of all these incredible sacred medicines that we use at Merkaba Retreats. So if you want to learn more about combo, check out the website because today we are really lucky because Aeon's going to share about his combo ceremonies.
Yeah, I'm super excited. Combo, this was new for me. I've done lots of different earth medicines, but this was my first experience with combo. And there was definitely a low level anxiety of like, okay, what am I going to experience? And also a low level expectation of some type of psychedelic experience. There was no psychedelic experience, and it was beautiful for me. What I got from it, what the medicine taught me in each one of my ceremonies, and I'm excited to share those with you. So I'll let Christopher kind of lead the way and explaining, the process, and I can explain how it affected me, how I received the medicine, like the mental and emotional places that it took me, and what I learned about myself through this experience.
Okay, great. So I think it would be a good idea to kind of share about the flow of the day,
Yeah.
to kind of
Yes.
share how we set up your combo. When you arrive on Monday, we don't do combo on Monday. You arrive in the afternoon. We have a beautiful like family lunch on the beach. That's just amazing because the seafood is so fresh and so beautiful. And then you'll come back to the Airbnb or the house and get settled. And then after that, we prepare and we go down to the beach for opening night ceremony, which is really beautiful, kind of an introduction to the medicine. And then the next morning, we're up bright and early. If you're on a retreat, you have 2 options. You can either get up with me at 4 in the morning, because I get up every morning at 4 in the morning, make coffee, and then I start my devotional practice, which consists of prayer, mantra, and yoga. And so if you get up with me, then you can follow along and do that with me, which is a lot of fun. Or if you don't get up with me and you'd like to sleep in a little bit later, then at 5 o'clock, I will wake you up with a beautiful cup of coffee, coffee in bed. And then at 5:30, we start Kundalini yoga. Kundalini yoga is a beautiful form of yoga. You don't have to know yoga to do Kundalini yoga. It really is a yoga practice for all levels. It really focuses on the prana, the breath, bringing the breath into the body, into all parts of the body, the cells, opening up that Kundalini energy, right? It's like the two serpents that are in our gut. Okay, they're kind of in our around our second chakra. There are these two serpents that apparently are sleeping, right? And we want to wake them up. And it's kind of like the medical staff, right? Where you see the serpents go like this. And what they do is they go down to your root chakra and then they come up all the chakras like this. And if they're all the way up through the crown chakra, you are just open and flowing with consciousness, with the divine, right? It's like such a beautiful experience. Bufo actually will do that to you right away, right? With Bufo, you're like, in the stratosphere, and it's incredible, right? But it's a little bit different. The Kundalini yoga is beautiful because it actually teaches you to have a Bufo experience without the Bufo. And that's really, really, really cool, right? You want to share a little bit about what could how
Yeah, the Kund okay, so I'll share a little bit about like my personal experience with the Kundalini yoga in the morning and my understanding of what's happening in the body. And so it's when we first wake up, we want to wake up the body entirely, and doing that, what we're doing is we're activating the central nervous system. And so what the two serpents represent for me is the electricity that moves through the body. And when we're doing Kundalini yoga in the morning, what we're doing is we're bringing awareness and consciousness to that electricity, and we're moving that electricity through the body with awareness. And so it's not entirely letting the body wake up on its own. It's being a participant in the awakening of the body.
yeah,
And in so doing, we become fully aware of all of ourselves in the physical form. And in that awareness, what it does is it allows us to be present for all of our senses. And then when we're present for all of our senses, reality becomes more tangible. The colors are more vivid. The sensation of the wind blowing against your skin is more vivid. The sensation of smell is more vivid. Taste is more vivid. And that's because we've fully landed in our body first thing in the morning in such a powerful way that now we're present for the experience. And I believe that that's really important for the combo because we want to be present for what we're experiencing as the combo is moving through our body. So that way we can be aware of, okay, where is it stopping in my body? And
yeah,
what am I holding in that space that's preventing me from showing up every day fully for my life? And that was my experience. And the Kundalini yoga is really powerful in that respect every morning because you're coming home to yourself. Because a lot of times, I know for me personally, I did everything in my power not to be present in my body
yeah,
because through my trauma and through my life leading up to that point, being present in my body was painful. Not only physically painful, but emotionally painful, to show up for all of the things in my life that weren't in flow with my soul's purpose. And so it's really beautiful to disconnect from all of these things that we have back home in the United States that really aren't serving our highest vibration,
yeah.
and to allow ourselves to land fully and be present in our bodies for the combo experience, so the combo can do its magic, and what it does to clear any of those energetic blockages.
Absolutely. And the Kundalini yoga is so beautiful as well for all of the other medicines, for the psilocybin, for the bufo, because it preps the body. And we don't just have one body, we have 10. There are 10 bodies. And we have our energy body, right? Our auric field, the subtle body, the astral body. There's different bodies. If you didn't know that, look it up, the 10 bodies. And one of the kriyas that we do in the morning is called Awakening of the 10 Bodies. It just get your, Anne's right. It just wakes your body up and prepares your body for the day. After our morning yoga, we move into Shavasana for meditation. So you're lying on the back, connecting with Mother Earth. I'm playing the gongs and the sound bowls and do a little sound healing. And then we sit up from that and we close with mantra. And after mantra, I give you a break. And then I'm like, okay, 30-minute break, and then come out and we're gonna start combo. Now, the night before combo, there's no dinner, and the morning of combo, there's no breakfast until after the combo. So typically in the morning, you can have a cup of coffee before yoga, but that's probably about all you want to drink. And then when you come out to the area that we're going to be doing the combo, there's going to be a mat there that's laid out for you. There's your bucket, or in some locations we just have our beautiful Mother Earth and no bucket. But where we were with Aeon's retreat, we had a bucket for him because combo is a purgative. It does make you throw up, and let me tell you why that's so beautiful. For for most of us, not all of us, right? Combo is definitely not my favorite, but the benefits of the combo outweigh the discomfort, right? And so what happens is that while I'm preparing the combo, I have you drink tons of water. And for me, when I did my retreat, and I've done a lot of combo over the years, the drinking of the water is the worst. And Anne can kind of share a little bit about that because I'm like, more, because you really don't want to, you don't want to dry heave. You don't want to rupture anything down your stomach. You just want to throw up that liquid and get it all out. And what the combo does with the nine peptides is it goes in, it totally detoxes your body and your digestive system fully, right? And then it treats whatever needs to be treated. I mean, combo is curing all kinds of things. I'm not going to even tell you on here. You'll have to look it up because we don't claim any of that. But it's different for everybody, right? Because curing our body of disease is not just about taking combo. There's a lot of other things that go into curing yourself. And we don't cure you, you cure you, but we help you cure you, and the combo will help you cure you, right? And so once the combo is applied, then generally, for a lot of people, within a minute, you're throwing up. It could be 2 minutes, sometimes it's a little bit longer. Some people are a little bit resistant to purging. Some people don't like to purge. Some people purge downward. I'm one of the ones who purges up and down, and sometimes at the same time. And so sometimes you can like literally poop and throw up at the same time. And if that's the case, we're either outside and doesn't matter because you're alone, or you're in a bathroom and you have your bucket. And so we make sure that you're comfortable and that you're safe for your combo experience. And it's short-lived, right? It's like 15 minutes. And then maybe like after you're done, you might lay there for another 15 minutes or something to kind of just, whew, okay, all right, that's over. I'm good. I'm good. But what purging is so beautiful is you're not just purging the toxins from your body, you're purging the trauma from your body. Trauma, The Body Keeps the Score is a beautiful book. If you haven't read it, check it out. Our body keeps the score, and trauma is stored in the body. And everything is stored in the body. And that's what causes disease. That's what causes all of our physical problems and ailments is stuff that's stored in the body. Emotional stuff, psychological stuff, traumatic stuff. And so the purge, you're purging psychologically, you're purging emotionally, you're purging trauma, you're just purging, right? I mean, and it just leaves you. And for me after combo, I'm starving and I'm like, I want to eat everything, and I feel like Superman. And after 3 days of combo, I looked 10 years younger, and I'm all about it. You know what I mean? 50 years old, I'm like, hey, yeah, let's do it. Let's do some combo, instead of Botox or all those toxins. In fact, if you have Botox and the combo likes to go eat that stuff. So yeah, it will wear off faster if you're doing combo and you have like fillers and stuff like that. So just a little tip. But anyway, Aeon, tell us about your first combo.
Well, first I want to speak to the discomfort, and how it's important to recognize like what that discomfort is representing in ourselves.
Okay.
For me, I showed up to the retreat really wanting to work on blockages in my heart chakra, and so that's where the first combo was focused at. And the first combo wasn't super intense for me. I did drink all of the water, but I had a resistance to purging, which I will get into why that was here in a moment. But I mean, I think that, and for anyone who's listening, if there's any hesitation because of fear of discomfort or fear of purging, that it was very representative of like, how to show up for discomfort in my day-to-day life outside of the retreat,
Mhm.
how I move through discomfort psychologically, how I show up for discomfort in my life, because being in a human body is not the most comfortable experience. We're constantly meeting resistance that's meant to pull us into a deeper state of presence with ourselves and with our relationships. And then, I've done earth medicine that did cause me to purge, whether I wanted to purge or not. Purging is not my favorite experience. I think most people probably have an aversion to vomiting because it's not really pleasant. And so I drank all of the water, which I think was probably more uncomfortable for me, was drinking all the water than actually having a combo experience.
Yeah.
And I tried to allow myself to purge and to surrender to the purging process. I had an eating disorder when I was younger, and so forcing myself to vomit is difficult. Even when I tried to put my finger down my throat and force myself to vomit, it still was, it was not the time for me.
Yeah.
And so I kind of purged throughout the day and the many trips to the bathroom that reminded me that I had had combo earlier in the day.
Yep.
And so, and really, combo for me, I just allowed the medicine to do what it was, designed to do, and by spirit in my body. It wasn't, after my combo, I went and lay down in the bed, and I just kind of just assimilated the experience. When I do combo, for some reason, I want to be alone in a dark place, which is interesting because frog energy. Frogs like live solitary lives for the most part, and they like to be in cool, dark places. And so I just kind of was developing a relationship with the spirit of the frog. Was allowing myself just to experience what I was experiencing without any expectation of purging. Because at first I felt like there was a heavy expectation, like I had to purge. But when I just kind of surrendered to the experience and allowed myself to go through the process that I was going through in my mind and in my spirit, it worked for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just each individual has their own journey with each medicine,
Yeah.
and it was a beautiful experience. It was a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't as uncomfortable as I was fearing. And I don't want people to be resistant to having the combo experience out of fear, because fear is the great denier of growth. Fear is the great denier of spirit. Where spirit is, fear is not.
Yeah.
And so it's important just to lean into the calling. And so if you're being called to have this experience, to come to this retreat, don't let any fear-based hesitation prevent you from receiving the gifts that spirit is has waiting for you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. So great. That's such great. I mean, those are some great words of wisdom to pass on. And you're right. Like every medicine ceremony is different for everyone, right? And so there are no I don't even have expectations for what it's going to be like for you because it's your experience. I can tell you what's common, right? And but combo is, I mean, there are a lot of ways to purge, and sometimes you don't throw up. I have done combo a number of times where there was no purging. And I've done combo dry, which it's called dry. It's a more advanced way of doing combo after you have some experience doing combo, which is where you don't drink any water and you apply the dots with no water. And you learn to sit with the vibration without having any kind of purging actions in your body. So you'll feel your heart race, you'll get really hot, you might cry, you might yell. I mean, it just depends on what happens. I've had different experiences doing the combo dry. But for the retreat, because most of our participants have never done it before, we do use the water, which is which is what's prescribed for a first combo experience. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, he did. I think he peed all day, and so like that was like, and that's purging. The toxins were leaving his body, and I can tell you every day there's three. You'll do 3 days of combo, and you have a fourth day if you'd like. Most people don't take me up on that offer. Sometimes I say, you need it. Like, yeah, really, because I'm being given the message that there's something more that you're holding on to in your body. And if we don't get rid of it, it's going to cause havoc in your body. But a lot of people, three is a magic number. Research also shows that three combo applications back to back are very effective. Um, and so that's the method that we do use. And, it's interesting because you know, in the beginning of the week, for me as a facilitator, it's a lot to hold the sacred space for all the retreat participants, right? Because everybody comes in with all their baggage, right? And so it's like I arrive at the airport and they might have one suitcase, but what I see is like 50, right? And so we're like, you know what I mean? And so they come in, they're pretty heavy, right? Like when Ann came in, he had done a lot of really great prep work. You did such great prep work. So he was a lot lighter than when you first met him, like 6 weeks, months before, because Ann and I were friends before and spiritual peers before in another group. And so, which is called Habitual Prosperity. You'll have to check that out too. That's our brother Sorellin's beautiful vision. But yeah, so he did a lot of work to prep. So when he got here, he still had a lot of baggage. But after that first combo day, it's incredible because they become lighter. He became lighter. You became lighter. You became lighter to be around. You were more fun to be around, and then every day throughout the week, it was like you shed, 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 shed. And by the end of the week, it was just like, wow, 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 right?
Hmm.
Incredible. So incredible. So, before we wrap it up on the combo conversation, is there anything that you'd like to share with anybody that maybe you didn't know that you wish you had known that you would like to share with them?
Well, I just feel that what I'm getting is that it's not something to fear. That peptides are a really powerful vibration that the Earth Mother has given us for self-healing.
Yeah.
And, there's nothing, very little in life that's worth achieving comes without some work or discomfort. And when we direct that ourselves from within, then the discomfort is experienced with grace, and we can offer that discomfort up in devotion and receive the blessings that come with that. But if we withhold ourselves from the calling that we're being driven towards, the discomfort is not self-directed; it's outwardly directed inward towards us,
Yeah.
and that discomfort is experienced to draw us in a deeper state of surrender. And so when we move through our lives from a place of surrender with intention, then we get to choose how that discomfort shows up for us. And we get to step into that discomfort in our own divine timing. But when we deny ourselves that state of surrender, the universe is going to continue to push back at us with things that are incredibly with discomfort that is incredibly more intense,
Yeah.
and that is outside of our own self-directed intention. And so my what I'd like to share is just step into it. Like allow yourself to have this experience, and allow yourself to receive the healing that you're being called to, and then allow yourself to embody the worthiness and the holiness and the divinity and all of the gifts that you get to bring back into your life post this experience. It's worth it. You're worth it. And I invite you to be a part of the family.
Well, thank you, Aeon, for being here today and discussing your beautiful combo ceremonies. And we hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel if you'd like to see more of these videos. We will be back to talk about the Temazcal, which is our sweat lodge ceremony. We will be back to talk about Bufo and to talk about psilocybin and some of the other things that we do on the retreat. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you.